I started a retreat with Sarah and Dirk to go on a journey and understand where I was stuck. I couldn't find peace anymore, and my relationship situation was becoming overwhelmingly negative and had the wrong impact in my life. Therefore, I needed to find where to go, or a solution to feel more at peace, or to drop the heavy weights I was building up more and more. And through this journey, it helped me understand many aspects of why I ended up in that situation. And I feel at the end of this journey that I have found my answers, and I feel at peace. I have dropped heavy weights. It may be the start of a longer journey, but at least I know I understand what happened, and I feel confident I will find a peaceful solution to my relationship problems, which are not a problem anymore, which are a journey I've agreed to take on to make it the best possible. My single retreat with Dirk was more about finding more precisely why I was stuck and what was the problem. There were feelings or body works, feeling where the emotions were coming from, to distinguish whether it was from the heart or from the gut, and to really place these feelings and make sure that what I felt there were absolutely true, and that I wasn't mistaken love for something else, for example. So that was very powerful to realize the deepness of the feelings through the body. I came to realize some of my past, or some relationship I had with some of my family members, which had a very strong impact in my life. And by realizing it, it helped me feel more free, or more in power of how I could see things, or my other relationship. The retreat with Sarah and Dirk was more about discussing with each of us what were our feelings and how we felt, why we felt these feelings, and why were they hurting. So yes, it was more a discussion, but as well very strong moments where to drop heavy past. We all were together to burn the negativity in our past. So I would describe Dirk as somebody working through emotions very strongly, and who you feel very comfortable with straight away, who you want to confine to, and you feel you can let it go, you can be true, and there will be no judgment. And physically you can feel the strength as well. That's how I felt physically, a comfort, a strong comfort. As for Sarah, when you look at her, she's a very powerful lady, or she shines through the way she observes, and through the way she actually gets to the point very quickly and very precisely. And that's where I felt it was very powerful, this very structural and understanding, a lot of understanding, but as well a lot of very precise work and discussions that help really going into the deep emotions. Sometimes emotions we don't realize we have, or feelings we don't realize we are passing through. The most touching moments with the retreat is surely asking forgiveness to the person I was, the person who was suffering because of me, because of my presence and because of my behavior. And I felt that was one of the strongest moments, to feel I needed her forgiveness and for her to give me her forgiveness. What is very special about this retreat is that you actually don't really know where you're going initially. It feels all, I'm not sure, what's going on, discussions and physical contacts, and but at some point there will be something put on the table that you were not expecting, that is probably make you feel uncomfortable, until you realize actually this is what triggers, or this is really what contributes to the problem. And once it is put on the table, you actually feel okay, and you can look into it and you can progress with that in mind. And I certainly feel there were a few things I wasn't aware, and by looking into it and by realizing what they were, I can feel an enormous progression in how I feel, and certainly how I will behave in the future. Certainly. Really, for my future after this retreat is about what I'm expecting is really to feel more at peace. I feel I have dropped my burdens, and I will certainly be able to be more open to the people I love, to my daughter. I'm sure it's going to change, or even surprisingly, which I wasn't necessarily expecting, maybe my parents. I will be able to open up more to my parents, who I actually not separated from, but I wasn't sharing anymore with my parents. We still had that family relationship, but there was something I couldn't share with them. While today I feel I'm ready to integrate them again in my life. And that's something I certainly wasn't expecting after that retreat.